that's true. Naked Palpatine.
Oh, you pick that one. Fresh out of the clone tank, nude Palpatine is my
Well, that's the first thing I think of when you say Dark Empire Palpatine.
Alrighty, champions, I got two things for you, okay? I've got the Dresden File comic, Ghoul Goblin. I don't really have much to say. I suppose, Final Destination Bloodlines stole from this comic, and I'm gonna hold to that. Essentially, in the past, like World War One, some old white dude decides to be extremely racist for no reason to a bunch of, like, I don't know, to some people. And there's a curse put upon that family for all eternity. Now it's, decades upon decades later. And it's just normal family, and they're getting killed off. Also, some border dispute between a ghoul and a goblin. Also, some other things that were probably shown in the novels later, like some ancient race people. I don't really know. Again, these were written in like 2013, so I probably would know what that was if I had been reading the novels, chronologically speaking. But I didn't, so it is what it is. But overall, it's fine. The only other thing I have for you is from the Briefcases short story collection, which has B is for Bigfoot. Basically, Jim Butcher realized he wrote this entire series about supernatural creatures and didn't include the Big Lebowski, Mr. Bigfoot, Sasquatch himself, the soap brand. And so Bigfoot himself called him up. So he goes to meet Bigfoot. Bigfoot's like, my kid's in trouble. Can you help him? And Harry's like, sure. And turns out Bigfoot's kid's just being bullied because he's like a nerd. And that's the entirety of the plot of B is for Bigfoot. And without getting into spoilers, and I loved it. It was it was a lot of fun. So I definitely would recommend that one. And it doesn't really require much knowledge of anything to enjoy. It does reference Fool's Moon, but it's so inconsequential to the short story that you won't really spoil anything for yourself by reading this first if you really wanted to. But that's about it. Thought it was fun. I'm gonna get into some spoilers. If you don't want any spoilers, well, as you know, there's the door. So, it's a few weeks since Fool's Moon. Joseph Talbot, who's one of the family members, is dead. The big thing here was the Naga, which is some like ancient creature. Now I have to say, this is written in 2013, so this is much later. So it actually doesn't get an excuse. It's actually way worse. It's happening so much later, but just within the span of two books and this comic, the amount of times that Dresden is, almost put into prison or something because of a misunderstanding is getting really old, and I'm really getting sick and tired of it. Also, there's this weird thing where this old lady, she used to be like an archaeologist or something in Egypt, and she went to a tomb, and she ended up meeting this djinn, like a genie, who I guess fell in love with her, and it's been protecting her all these decades. And I don't know, it just didn't. I didn't feel it, man. It just felt like too much, and I was I was not really on board with it. So anyway, we skip ahead to Beast for Bigfoot. I'm getting spoilers now if you don't want any spoilers, though. I think I said that already, but in case I didn't. So Bigfoot fell in love with a human. His son is basically half human, half Sasquatch. The son is being bullied, and basically there's these kids who are basically being protected by some like Norse spirit thing. That is his whole goal in life, is to protect these kids and to help them grow up or whatever. And he forbids Harry from interfering from the kids bullying him, the Bigfoot son. So basically, Harry just has to convince the Bigfoot son that it's okay to defend yourself. You don't have to like it, you don't have to enjoy it, but sometimes it is necessary. It may not be good, but it's necessary. So he defends himself, and he is Bigfoot's son after all, and just he gains some respect. And he doesn't get pummeled by this Norse being because, well, he didn't interfere. Bigfoot's son did, and that's kind of the whole story. Like I said, it's really cute, really silly, and it was fun. It's exactly what you expect from a story involving Bigfoot. Actually, it's not what I expected at all, and yet it kind of exactly is when you think of Jim Butcher. Even though it's only 2 books in, still it felt right for him to do. So, yeah, that's basically it for these 2 little Dresden shorts. Next time we'll be in book 3, I believe, with Grave Peril. Till then, see you.